Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl, Star Flames. So we're back with another banging video, guys. Mr. Tyrone Blackburn, he has scored a huge victory in the courtroom. I can bet that man is about to pop out stunting at all these celebrities popping his collar. And I have to say kudos to him for anchoring this one. But if you have been keeping up, it would not come as any surprise to you because, New York is New York. They are very strict. They're not throwing out cases easily. And as I've told you guys, Tyrone Blackburn's lawsuit against Lucian Grainge, it has triggered an investigation against him. And he's, hella pissed. He's mad about it. Now, in case you are forgetting, because life happens, okay? And don't take that statement lightly. Life happens. So, in case life has been happening for you, to you, like myself, or in case you have been living under a rock, I don't blame you because this world, it's crazy, okay? Now, just to keep you guys, just to give you a quick reminder of what transpired, what got us to this point, it is Sean Diddy Combs' former producer, Lil Rod, who filed a lawsuit, against Diddy, Lucian Grainge, and Motown Records because he claimed that Diddy had used him, not pay him for work done, and Diddy basically allowed unpleasantries to happen to him. And he named, the Universal Music Group, saying that they help fuel Sean Diddy Combs' behavior by funding these bad habits and, cartels were mentioned. And Lil Rod also said that Diddy was having affectionate relationship with Lucian Grainge. Lucian Grainge fired back with his powerhouse legal team, and Lucian Grainge said he has never been to Sean Diddy Combs' home. So, if you guys remember, I said not because he's saying that he's never been there, it doesn't mean that he has never been there. Because we can say anything, but proving it is one thing. Also, I've realized that many people are not aware that when you bring a case to the court, you don't have to have evidence to prove everything you're saying. It just have to make sense, and there has to be a good connection, and your attorney has to be really, really good at delivering the critical points and arguing statements on your behalf. But you don't need evidence to bring a case to the court. It just has to make sense. Bottom line, long and short of it. Now, also, I've been getting a lot of kudos from you guys on the amazing week that we had, because without you guys, last week wouldn't be so great for me. So I can't leave you guys out of this equation. I have to say thank you guys so much for your support. I see your comments, but it's just that oftentimes, I don't know, YouTube has this overzealous nature. It's as though there's one word that might trigger the algorithm to think that you're saying something salacious when you're not saying anything salacious. So I want you guys to know that some comments do get suppressed by the algorithm, but I do see them. It's just that oftentimes I can't reply to them. Also, I saw a comment where someone is asking me for a link or something, how they can donate to me, and you can do so. You can help to fuel my creativity through my Buy Me a Coffee link. Now, it's a site that YouTube and other platforms use wherein you can say to your creator, hey, I'm going to buy you a coffee. I think you deserve a coffee, something like that. So I included that link on my community tab. I'll also pin it in this video in the description box, and I may pin it in the comment section. Normally, I don't like to pin things in the comment section because I believe that the comment section belongs to you guys. I don't know. That's just how I see it. I don't like to do it. I do it from time to time, but I really don't like to do it because I believe that the comment section is yours. That's what I think. No. let's get into this because, as I've said, I know that Tyrone Blackburn is there popping his collar, feeling so good in all his glory, all his joy. And I have to say, Tyrone Blackburn, take your flowers, because what is going on is that the judge has rejected Universal Music Group bid to impose sanctions concerning a high profile lawsuit. Now, last night when I did that video on Tony Busby and jayz's attorney said that Tony Busby knew what he was doing. He filed the lawsuit in a county that is not barred to practice because he doesn't want any sanctions against him. And this is what is happening. Lil Rod knows this route as well. He knows that if he files the lawsuit in a county that is not barred to practice, there can be no sanctions against him. Lucian Grainge legal team was pushing for sanctions against Lil Rod, and the judge has rejected that bid for sanctions to be imposed on Lil Rod. Now, even though when an attorney files a lawsuit in a county that they're not barred, it's like a doctor. You have your medical license to practice, but there are terms and guidelines where in some countries or states, it forbids you, there are guidelines that you have to follow by protocols. So it goes the same for attorney. They have their bar license, but the bar license comes with limitations. As they say, the permit to bury doesn't mean that you have a license to kill. So you have a permit, you have been given the go-ahead to do and to practice law, but it doesn't mean that you can just be doing anything and it's legal. No, but Lil Rod knew what he was doing, and as such, Lucian Grainge, his bid to have that sanction, it was thrown out by the court. I'm going to go through this report for you guys so that you have some more information for your reference. Let's get into it. Now, they're saying Lil Rod's controversial attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, scored a huge win after a judge refused Universal Music Group requests for sanctions in a high-profile case marked by explosive allegations and intense corporate fallout. So you guys know that there are corporate fallouts. It's telling us. Now they're saying the decision was handed down by U.S. District Judge J. Paul Utken in Manhattan, clearing Blackburn of accusations that he pursued groundless claims to harm the reputation of UMG executives. The case originated with a lawsuit filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones against Sean Diddy Combs, alleging a litany of misconduct, including trafficking, and racketeering. UMG and its senior leadership, including CEO Sir Lucian Grainge and Motown Records former president Ethiopia Habte Mariam, were drawn into the lawsuit due to purported business links. However, these claims were dismissed after Blackburn voluntarily retracted them during a procedural grace period, citing a lack of sufficient evidence. So that was also another trap that Lucian Grainge had set for Tyrone Blackburn. He was like, look at here, man, should you retract some of these statements and say that, we're not facilitating or funding Diddy's crime ways, we will not come after you. So Tyrone Blackburn was like, okay, fair enough, I'll withdraw it. But when he did, Lucian Grainge still went after him. So the judge is like, no, we're not going to file any sanctions against him. You asked him to do something, he did it. Yes, it triggered an investigation against you by the feds, but, they are not doing anything wrong or illegal. Now, the report further states UMG sought sanctions against Blackburn, accusing him of weaponizing outrageous allegations to gain leverage, but the judge rejected the motion, ruling there was no basis to conclude the lawyer acted in bad faith. Instead, I think her name is Otken If I have it pronounced incorrectly, my apologies. Acknowledged Blackburn's timely withdrawal of the claims reflected an effort to correct, not exploit, the situation. So that is what the Motown Records CEO is saying. The Motown Records CEO is looking at this through a different lens. She's saying, and she's acknowledging that Blackburn's timely withdrawal of the claims, because remember that Motown was included and the CEO was specifically included. So she's saying that Blackburn withdrawing the claims reflects an effort to correct, not to exploit. So even though she may feel personal about it, by books, she's being diplomatic about it. By the books, Lucian Grainge is still doing that power play, but the power play that Lucian Grainge is doing, it's not working on his behalf. Now, the report further states the lack of legal merit in the withdrawn claims does not establish malice or an intent to misuse the judicial process. Judge Utkin wrote, the imposed sanction in this context would risk discouraging attorney from taking on sensitive cases involving serious allegations. The outcome represents a critical win for Blackburn and refocuses the legal battle on Lil Rod's allegations against Diddy, which remains unresolved. So Utkin is the attorney on the case. The Motown CEO is a different person. I had that a bit mixed up there for a second, but you guys get the gist of it. So the gist of it is Tyrone Blackburn has reasons to pop his collar. No sanctions will be thrown out will be thrown at him. His license will not be affected, but I'm going to tell you this, even though there's no sanctions against Blackburn, if he slips, he slides. Honestly, this happens. Normally, when a lawyer has been called up on something and the court is like, no, it's okay. These things do happen, So here's what's going to happen. We're not going to put any sanctions against you, Tyrone Blackburn. But if Blackburn ever does this again, definitely he will be sanctioned. He cannot even argue his way out of it next time. So he has to walk the straight and narrow path. No, even more than ever. But that's all I have to say about that. Lil Rod hasn't gotten a win as yet, He hasn't gotten a win as yet. I wish he had gotten a win though, honestly, because I do believe that while I see Lil Rod as someone who participated in Diddy's game, and I believe that Diddy also realized Lil Rod's weaknesses and used that to manipulate him. So I do believe that Lil Rod is entitled to compensation. But I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts? While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and help your girl out. Stay safe, stay blessed, and see you guys later. Peace.